What's up, guys? I'm Juby and this is aMAYSing Metalworks. Today I'm going to be putting an electric fan on my 1941 Ford. When I'm sitting at a red light or anywhere for a long period of time, I would say traffic, but up here we don't have traffic in the North Georgia mountains. Sitting at the Sonic drive-thru with it idling, no air to the front, it wants to start running hot. It hasn't ran hot. I just noticed the temperature starts going up. It's gotten close to around 200 before. I don't know how good or bad that is. Besides, I don't want it to get that high. So I ended up purchasing a electric fan off of Amazon. And it's crazy, the price of the fan. Hopefully it works, because cheaper is not always better, and sometimes you get what you pay for. So the 41 Ford has a 1969 Corvette 350 in it. It's been bored to a 355. It's been rebuilt. This car is an early 1970s hot rod. It's all original paint, windows, everything. It's just been buffed. So we're gonna jump in here and start taking out the old fan, and I'm gonna explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. This fan that I'm gonna show you, it says in the instructions that it's better as a puller and not a pusher. That it just seems like it runs better that way. So I asked some of my guys that's on my Tech Talk group chat, I asked them their thoughts, if they think I should put it on the front or put it on the rear. They said Go-Go from Go-Go's Garage told me to put it on the back side. If you ain't subscribed to Go-Go's Garage, go check him out. Give him a like, share, comment, tell him I sent you. So I asked him about it. He said put it on the back, and he explained the reason why on the back side is he said that it pulls better from the back side than trying to push air, and that it also maximizes the efficiency of the air going through it. And I can kind of see that, because if you got the fan on the front side, it's going to have resistance from the air blowing off of the radiator out, and you would think it would cause some resistance, whereas on the back side it's pulling the air through. So the only thing you got battling is the radiator itself, not the fan blowing against the radiator and then air scattering. Also, he said that with it on the back side, it's not fighting air that's coming at the car. So if you're 60, 70 miles an hour, the air hitting the front, the fan's only going to push so much through at speed. So on the back side, it still allows that air to come through. So I'm going to do it on the back. Everything's reversible. So if I find out that it's not doing well, I will swap it on the back side, and I will put my fan back on, because I'm going to remove the fan. They say that removing the fan increases horsepower. It also takes down some vibration of the engine. So we're going to try that. I think that that's going to be the best bet, is to put the fan on the back side, do away with the fan that is in the car, and we'll see. We'll see how it does. So this is the fan. It's a premium. That's might be the part number right there. I'm not sure. I just looked it up on Amazon, and it was, let's see, it is a premium and radiator cooling fan. So I seen these fans on there, and they were like anywhere from $20-something all the way up to like $200 and something. I seen these fans where they were $50, $60, $70 for just the fan, and then you had to buy the wiring harness separately. This fan came with the fan. It shows my rotation. I'm guessing that this is a weight that they put on it to balance it. So I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna leave it on there. I'll feel if it's out of balance, and I'll know then. It didn't come with instructions, but on the sales ad on Amazon, if you go back to the pictures and look at the pictures of it, it shows the pictures of how the harness wires up. Now this came with the fan, it came with the relay, the fusible link, grounds, it came with the pull pieces to pull through the radiator to mount it. It came with some other mounting hardware, and these are different lengths, so they just snap on to these areas. Some springs, and it also came with the thermostat, which kicks on I think at 180, and this is some other kind of little relay, and it comes with different fittings and screws to mount it. So all your hardware and everything is here with it. And this fan was the 16-inch fan. It was only $25. It was $24.99 for everything. So can't beat that. $24.99, $25, free shipping. It's here. I don't know how they can do it, but it's there. It's an electric motor. How can it mess up? I got a 1/2-inch socket, and that's the bolts on the front. So my plan is I'm going to take the fan off, and I might be able to take this spacer off. I'm probably going to have to find some shorter bolts and put them in. The fan would probably fit with this in here, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just going to take it off. The radiator's a little warm. It's not burning hot, but I'm just going to put something on here to put my arm on so it's comfortable. Alright, so got the bolts out and pop the fan off. So, I don't know what this is. Never seen anything like it. It actually looks like it's got a Ford emblem in the middle. And this side toward the engine. It is a Flexolite. So, not sure. Never seen one that way, but it's off of there now. I'm going to have to get some shorter bolts to go into my water pump here. So it's not that bad, but I might have some. I'll have to look and see if I can find some. So I'm going to do away with the fan for right now, but I will carry the fan and the longer bolts with me in the car in case something happens and I need to revert back to it. I'm not left stuck on the side of the road. I'm going to remove this, which I've already taken the screws out. But this is where my wiring harness goes into my firewall. It's just 3 screws. Took them out, removed the cover, and this is my harness. Hopefully I'm going to be able to stick 2 wires through there. So I have 2 wires. I have a green and yellow that I'm going to make my ground wire, and I have a white wire that I'm going to make my hot wire. And I will go over here and show you guys why I'm doing that. I do have red wire, but I'm going to use the white wire, and I'll show you why as soon as we get over here. All right, I laid this out. This is typical how it is on most of your electrical fan setups. This is generally what you have. The same numbers usually correspond with all different applications. They do have one of these, it's a 5-pin, but this one is a 4-pin. And let's see if I can unplug it without moving everything. So on here, on this relay, it tells you what each one of the pins are. And if you look at the bottom side, they are labeled. You have, I'm sorry, I've been losing my vision lately, so I can't really see it. But this is 87, this one's 86, this is 30, and this one is 85. So I've laid it out down here, the blades, like you're looking at it. So number 85 corresponds with this black wire. The black wire is number 85. It's going to run over to your sensor. So what it does is when this heats up, it grounds it and completes the circuit to power on the fan once that's grounded. So I'm going to run the black wire to my sensor, but then off of my sensor, I'm going to put a jumper wire to this push-pull switch that's going to be under my dash. So it'll come off of it, it'll run over to my switch here, and then I will put another one off of here, which is going to be my yellow wire. So under my dash, I will have, well, from this unit to under my dash, I will have this tied in so that I can end up pulling this and it will turn my fan on without the temperature gauge reaching 185 or whatever it is. I believe it's 185. This is just so that I can manually turn my fan on if I want. If you leave this on and your ignition switch is on, it will automatically come on. If you leave this on and you shut your ignition switch off, this will shut off. So this is going to go here with the yellow wire to it and then a ground wire off under the dash. My number 86 or my number 30 wire is this red one. And the red one is going to go to my circuit breaker here, and then it's going to go from my circuit breaker to my battery. That is a constant hot. My white wire is number 86. This is going to go to my ignition. So I'm going to run that white wire, and that is why I chose to use a white wire to run into my ignition switch. So my ignition switch powers it into here. This is going to run to the number 85 one is going, or the number 30 one is going to run to my circuit breaker, from my circuit breaker to my battery. The blue wire up top, it's going to run to my fan, which on the back of the fan, you have a blue wire and you have a black wire. So I'm going to make up some plugs to go on here, and the black wire is going to be ground. The blue wire is going to be my hot. So that's the purpose of it. So this is just a fusible link. So I'm going to turn around here and we'll get back to wiring this thing up. I'm going to get these wires, put them through the dash. Alright, so I have my white wire and my green and yellow wire. So I'm going to just lift this up and I'm going to stick it underneath the bottom. And hopefully it will come out on the inside. Alright, you guys can see the wires coming through here. So I'm just going to pull them. I'm going to go over my, this I believe is the speedometer cable. So I'm going to go over this, pull me out a little bit, and I will end up hooking it into my ignition over here, so that when I turn my ignition on, which is on the back side, there's to go on it. And I'm also going to look around in here with the light and see if I can find a spot to put the push-pull switch. I don't want to take these out. I would really like to keep these. I would like to replace the windshield wiper one with the factory one. and also the choke. And this is the starter right here. And I don't want to drill my dash, so I'm going to see if I can find a spot to mount that push-pull switch for right now. Probably. That's going to end up going to this ground wire, the push-pull, and then it will be grounded inside the car. So we got those in. And over here, so I'm going to go ahead and put my cover back on. I had to get down there and get it. I like to keep it like clean and simple. I should probably get some of those little wireless microphone, Bluetooth microphone one day. I'm not sure how good the sound is, so I'm trying to turn back and talk. And I'm trying to talk pretty loud. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy over here, talking to myself. So, I got them. I'm going to run it down, and I see the other wires, they run through the frame, and they come over to a little panel right here. So, I'll show you guys that here in a second. So far, I got that in. And I'm going to go ahead and get it ran through the frame rail. And alright guys, I haven't ran the wires through the frame rail, so right now I'm just undoing the battery. I've got the battery undone and I'm taking it off my coil. This is where I'm going to hook my battery positive that's going to go to the circuit breaker, the fusible link, and then into the relay. Relay is going to be over there where this electrical harness is. So I'm going to go ahead and get this wire ran over that way, so that, because that's the way my hot wire here is running. I'm going to run this across over there, then I'm going to hook it in with my yellow, green, and my white wire. And I'm going to run all three of these through the frame. That way they all come up over there by the relay. So that's my ignition coil. And I've got it hooked on the hot side, because this is going to go to the battery. Get this thing over. This will go to the battery. I'm not going to hook it up yet because my wire's just laying in here. So now I'm just going to take it and put it with the rest of those wires and run it over to this side, and it will come along with these over, and then I'll go down, and then I'll go into the frame rail down there, and they will come over and come out of the frame rail at the bottom down there, and they will come up, and I will put that relay over here somewhere. That's my plan. Hopefully that's how it happens. Alright, so we've got my wire. I'm going to feed it through. Go on the other side and grab it. And pull it over here. So now it's run over, and I am right here with my other three wires. Now that I have all three of them on this side, I'm going to double check and see if I'm going to have to do anything else. And I will hook all these together and hopefully run them down through the frame rail and up. Alright, so I got some electric fence wire. I'm just going to roll me off some and try and get it in there. Alright, I think I got a piece long enough. I put a loop on the end just to keep it from binding up on anything in there. So hopefully I am going to be able to feed it down here in the frame rail, and hopefully it will travel through the frame rail and come out back there. Not 100% sure. It seems like it's kind of caught up. Ah, there it is. I see it. Let's see if I can grab it. It did what I wanted. So now I'm going to tape my ends to that, and I'm going to pull it through. I got enough slack on my hot wire. I'm going to go ahead and tape these up, down. I have to go get another roll of tape. That way they're a little more protected in there. So I'm near about to the end. I'm going to tape up a little bit more and go ahead and get this wire pulled through. I believe I'm far enough. I guess I should get over here in the camera where you guys can see, even though wrapping wire is not all that fun. Might get cut out, might get left in, who knows. I'm going to try my hand at editing. Alright, so got the red wire taped. Went ahead and went up and taped the yellow wire because it was the next short one, and the white wire was the only one left. And just so happens it had a end on it, which is great because I'm just going to hook my piece of wire through this, put a piece of tape on it just to make sure, and I'm going to send it through the rail. So I got my end. I'm going to take it over here and connect it to my piece of wire. Try to stay out of all that grease that's running to my shifting linkage. And I'm going to just throw some tape around it just to be sure. That way I don't have to end up doing this all again. So let's feed it and pull the wire out and pray that it goes well. Alright, now they're all in there. Alright, so I got them all through. Figure out what length I want, and it just looks a whole lot better this way. So this is the wire coming over from my battery hot, and it will end up, it can go into these little looms, but I'm gonna tape it in over here, and then I've got it going in here. I'm gonna tape these, then it runs down in my frame rail, up my frame rail, out here. So now I'm just going to get my relay and wire my relay in to this part. I ended up screwing it right there, and I've got my hot wire tied in. Now I'm going to get my hot wire off my relay, and I'm going to tie it in onto the other side. And my relay, I'm hoping to either mount it on the wall up here or maybe down lower. I'm not 100% sure. I would have liked it hid. I was thinking about on this side, which I might still do that. So I might put it in here and then run my hot wire over there to the relay there, so that all this stuff's not out there and it'll be hid in here. Alright, so I've got the wiring in, cleaned it all up. It's going through. This is going to go to my fan, to this plug. Once I get it routed where I want, I think it's going to come up here because there's actually a track right here that I can put the wire in. And I ended up mounting the relay in there. I'm gonna pin that piece or tie that fuse up so that it don't get wet. Right now I am trying to get these pieces of plastic through the radiator, and it's tough on this big thick radiator, so I'm pulling them out, and I've got a screwdriver that's pretty small, about the same diameter as the plug, and I'm just carefully sticking it in because I don't want to damage nothing. But once I find a spot, I get it in there, move it around a little bit, and then I pull the little foot off, and then I go in there so I can go all the way, hopefully. Yeah, right there. Now I'll be able to go all the way through. Like I say, I'm not forcing it, I'm just moving it around till it works in. Just pull it back out, put the foot back on it, and this should go through pretty easy. Maybe that time it did. So it's in there and it's coming out on the inside. So I got that in there. I've got everything wired up. I'm gonna plug that piece in, and I've got my wire right here for the ground that's going to go to this. I'm going to pull that plug out right there, and I'm going to put this in that plug. So I'm going to get some thread tape and put that in. Alright, so I'm going to pull this plug out right here, and I'm going to put in the sensor. So hopefully this thing comes out without any issues. And it's not looking too good. It's pretty good in there. There is one on top of this, but I'm not sure if it reads the same. I'm gonna try one more time with this one. And I can't get it out, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this one right here might be the same. That one's moving. It's not where I wanted it. I don't want to go too tight. And my wire still reaches. This is not too bad. So now I got to go in inside the car and hook up the power to the ignition and hook up the other ground. Alright guys, so now I'm under the dash, and I want to flip around here and show you guys. This is the ignition switch, and I have my tester. This one not that one. That one's hot. That one's not. And that one's not. And then when you flip the switch on, this one's hot and this one's hot. So I'm just going to hook it on to this bottom one. So remember, it's the white wire. Where's the camera? Don't mind the Budweiser. I don't drink. It's been 4 years since me and Aaron drank. September 13th will be 4 years. I just left that on there because it was on there when I bought the car, and it actually says, "Who's your buddy? I'm the designated driver." So I just left it on there. But I want to hook this up right there, and I will bring you guys back here in a second. I actually have the ground wire run in. I've got it to my switch, and I have the wire to put to a ground so that we can try it without cranking it up and letting the temperature get up to what it should be. And then once I do drive it, I'll make sure that I have this off and see if the temperature gauge works. So I grounded it on that bolt to the emergency brake, and I put my switch in and I tried it. So flip my switch on and I don't have nothing. I've pulled it and I've pushed it and I don't have nothing. But I grounded my, turn off this light, I can't see. I grounded this to the side of the switch, or hooked it to the one leg of the switch, and then I touched this to the other side and it made the ground loop and the fan cut on. So I've got to replace this switch. I ended up drilling and putting it in right here. So I'm gonna probably just buy another one and put it in. I'm not sure if it might be because this is kind of like a power switch for like 45 amps or something, if that might be the reason. But anyways, I know it works by this if I ground it across, and I've got the wires tucked up in there. And I have the wires kind of tucked along here. I've got to zip tie it up. I've got to put the bolts in on my pulley on my water pump and then reinstall my pulley. I'm going to clean all these wires up, hook them up. But other than that, it's pretty much in there. Wiring down. I got this all straightened out on the wall. So that's pretty much it. And that's basically how you wire a electric fan up. Pretty much all of them are the same with that same relay, except for some have five poles and some have 4 poles. All the ones I've done have had 4. So that's basically it. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Put some car content out there, because lately it's just been a lot of just me talking. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I am going to show you guys some stuff that I use to clean brass and to clean aluminum. I don't want to polish all this stuff up real good because I don't want it to look like chrome and shine and all that, but I do want it to be cleaned up a little bit better than what it is. So that will be tomorrow's video. So anyways, love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Please like, share, subscribe. It really helps out, especially like whenever you comment or you like it, boosts it and puts it up in the algorithm or whatever it is. And you know, it'd be great to have millions of followers and or subscribers to the channel. Hopefully next week I will have some news about the shop. They're supposed to be coming Thursday to build the shop. I haven't heard from them yet saying that they ain't coming, but let's just pray that they do. If any of you guys need any prayers or anything like that, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Shoot me an email. Let me know what's going on, and I'll pray for you. Actually, if you want me to, I can do my prayer cross, which is in there. It looks like it's flashing, but it's not. It stays on. Well, it's on right now. So you want to be added to the prayer cross, I'll add you to it as well. Thanks again, everybody. Love you, and God bless you all.